Howdy, everyone. Matt here. I got a question for you. Do you think there is a conspiracy to suppress certain methodologies because they're just too good? Let's talk about it. All right, everyone. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Matt. I am Matt the PT, coming at you with another video on another topic of something for the physical therapy world. First off, thank you for tuning in to the video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And of course, if you like it, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. But I'm going to get right in on this. Because here recently, there was a group of individuals, an interesting group, the functional patterns group. If you don't know who they are, they're interesting, to say the least. But they like to kind of kick up stuff online every once in a while. All of a sudden, they kind of seem like they fall off, and then all of a sudden they start this big stink and arguing with people and doing all this stuff online. And I've been blocked by many of them over the years. Mainly, I don't try to argue with them because I'm going to be honest, you don't get anywhere with the arguing. It's been said, and you can say this, it's like trying to play chess with a pigeon. Okay, if you try to play chess with a pigeon, the pigeon would just get on the board, knock over all the pieces, poop everywhere, and strut around like it just won. That's really about how it is. They don't want to change their mind. They just want to kick up an argument. But they've been accused, and there's accusations of this, that there are like coached responses, they're approved responses for things that you're supposed to say. And like I said, that's an accusation I've seen people make, allegedly. Allegedly, that's what I've heard. But I've noticed when you've looked on different platforms, there are similar things that are made. And one of them I thought was very interesting, and that kind of brings this about because it points to this almost conspiracy to why their methodology is not more widely accepted, why it's not out everywhere. And really the wordage that they use is like they're trying to shame healthcare people. They're trying to shame them because it's like they'll say things along the way of, why are you not trying to use this to help all these people? Because we help all these people, okay, we help all these people, and they show some results. And they said, this is what we do. We do these amazing things. And you're doing wrong by not believing us and not doing this method. And so I think, and this is my interpretation of it, is that they want a third party looking in, that they make this claim that saying that you, the provider, are not doing best for the people out there. So somebody from the public looking in goes, oh, okay, well, they're not doing right, so I need to go do this other right. Now, granted, there's a whole lot of other stuff that goes into it, and there's been people have all sorts of their own stories about it. Now, I've seen people actually ask this question, okay, that they'll ask, well, why is it not more widely accepted? Okay, and really that makes sense. If you're going to make this claim that this methodology, this approach, or this what have you, is just going to be just the most amazing thing for so many people, why is it not more accepted? Now, I want to say there seems to be, I would say, 4 answers that you're going to get, and I've seen this. It's either one, you're ignored, and I've noticed that question's asked and there's never a response. So being ignored is the first. 2 is blocked. So many people will say they get blocked. Whenever they start really asking questions, they'll say, yeah, I got blocked. Like, that's the thing. Now, 3 and 4 are as an actual response. And it is that they will say, oh, people are scared. They're fearful. There's a fear of it. That's the third one. And the fourth one is, oh, institutions or what have you don't allow them to teach it or keep us away from it. Now, with those 3 and 4, when you ask a why to that, see the first 2 answers, you'll get ignored or blocked. There's never another level to that. And that really seems like it really just kind of a cop-out. And really, honestly, that's what it is. It's a cop-out answer. And you can tell that when somebody says something like that, like truly, like with the first part, like the third one, the one where it said like, well, everyone's just scared. There's just a fear of it. Really, a fear of what? Scared of what? Exactly. Because if you actually have ever worked in healthcare, and so whenever people throw these accusations of how it is and how it should be working with people, you can tell like you've never been on that other side. You've never been that person treating and dealing with people because, again, the big thing is when you're dealing with people is that you're dealing with people. One of the most like volatile, there's so much change, there's so much variability when you're working with just people. It's hard to say one thing. It's just going to help everybody. And if you work in healthcare, you understand that. You understand that not one thing works across the board. One thing may work with many people. It may work with most people. It may work with a good number of them, but it doesn't work uniformly across the board. And that's the thing that we talk about in therapy, that a good therapist will actually talk about, that they'll understand there's not a cookie cutter approach. And that's really, if you've probably seen that stuff where people make jokes and things about how somebody's just doing like the same thing over and over and over and over again. Well, I give the same person, I give the same thing to the first person, second person, fifth person, 10th person, 50 person. We do the same thing. And you don't need to go that. You need to be individualized. And that's a big, like I said, that's a big thing in healthcare because everyone is so different. You have to understand all those differences. And that's just overall silly because there is so much that we go through and deal with when it comes to trying to work with people. So much, just not only this treating people, but also on the other end of getting people to come back and do, it's just so wide. And it's like, hang on. If you're really saying that there's just one thing they need to do and you're going to take all this workload off of me and everything's just going to get so much easier, honestly, who would be scared of that? Who in their right mind would be scared of just saying, oh my gosh, there's one thing that's going to lighten everything I do to make everything so much better. Everyone's going to get better across the board. They're not going to have to fight for getting, reimbursement or getting more visits, or are they going to get better at this? So all of these things that we deal with in healthcare are going to be lifted and gone from this methodology. And you're saying that people are scared of that? Really? Really? Can you answer really why? And the other part of that, the whole thing about the institutions, that the institution don't allow it. They don't let you do this. They make it sound like the schools that we go to say, no. You can only learn this. You can only do that. You are not allowed to do this thing or that thing. You are not allowed. They don't do that. Once you graduate, you're out of school. Those schools don't care anything of what you learn or they do not care whatsoever. Do you get calls from your school, emails? Do they check it? No. You're not allowed to take that continuing ed. So like I said, when you're looking at continuing ed, do you have to send it to your university that you went to 20 years ago to be like, do you approve of this? Can I do this? Can I tell this to patient? No. There is no way. That does not happen whatsoever. Once you graduate, you can honestly do with whatever that you want. And there's plenty of evidence that people will do anything that they want. And the schools never come down and never say anything. Now, if you want to talk about institutions that teach courses, like I'm part of the McKinsey Institute, they don't care. They don't care whatever I go learn. I do dry needling. They don't care about that. If you want to go do cupping, they don't care about that. None of these none of them care. They don't care what you do as an individual, what you learn, and how you practice with your patients. It's just like the biggest cop-out way of just kind of answering it. that there's some conspiracy about why, okay? And if you really want to go back to that other one, think about how the fads and the things come about. I remember when dry needling came out years ago and it got real popular. Everyone's just going to treat everything, okay? K-taping, the cupping, or just anything. How often you see that people move from thing to thing thinking that it treats everything, okay? And then as you go along, you realize that there isn't anything that treats everything, that works with everything, okay? It is just the weirdest thing that everyone is looking at it. And to throw that out there as this conspiracy, you're not even trying that hard. And again, and if you can't answer it, that's what I can tell with the conspiracies. If you keep asking them about 3 whys, you'll notice it falls apart. And really, this one just falls apart after a 1 why. To say like, okay, well, why is everyone not using this? Well, because they're scared. Well, why is that? Well, it's 2 whys. Okay, why is that? Well, blocked. I'm sorry. You're doing it bad faith. You're just really, honestly. Again, if there was some methodology or something that was universally that just treated everything, we would all use it. Everybody would use it, and they would get amazing results, and people would be clamoring for it. But no, it's just something there. And granted, someone's probably going to jump in the comments and talk about, well, this helped me, and they'll do, and that's a very questionable thing as well, because typically how they'll say like, well, you know, I tried insert physical therapy, chiropractic, massage, this, they'll list out a bunch of stuff. And then I found an insert person with insert thing, and I got blah, 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 blah. It's a very long paragraph. And if you look on like any social media thing, and you'll see that response is so similar. It's this thing of, again, it's a very kind of like, well, I noticed you said that, but I tried again all of this till I found this person with this, and then I got this. And again, if you see that paragraph down there, it looks like it's a pre-programmed answer. Anyway, let me know. What do you think? Do you think if there was a universal answer for helping people, do you think everyone would use it? Do you think they would actually be scared? Do you think that the majority of people would be scared and say, no, we can't do that? Do you think the institutions would come down and be like, no, we got to suppress that and keep that all away? Do you think they're actually going to do that? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button. And of course, subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a Kobe. And until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of your patients. I'll see you then.